And now students, topic number 6, in which you have to find square using identity. In maths standard 9th and 10th, if we talk about, there is one chapter named of polynomial, in which there are a lot of identities that you have to study properly. In standard 8th, we have in this chapter one identity with which we'll be solving the sum. The identity is a plus b's whole square. Now look at the board. Identity is a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square means, students, what? A plus b into a plus b. Now with a and b, okay, you will multiply one by one this given bracket. So a into a plus b into a plus b. So a into a, see, a into a is not 2a. A into a is not 2a, it is a square. Many students committing mistakes. Then with sign plus a into b, ab. Again, b into a or a into b, both are same. And b into b, b square. Now you see here right term is given, ab, right? So a square, ab plus ab means 2ab plus b square. This we have to apply here. This is the first identity. There are a lot of identities in 9th and 10th you will study only, but you have to understand properly the identities. Now here the number is 32. Now you have to split the number, okay? You have to split the number in such a way that your sum becomes easier. So 32 means 32. Now we have to do 32 square. Means what? 30 plus 2 whole square. Now see, this is your A and this is your B. Okay. So first of all, A square. A square means 30 whole square plus 2. Now AB. Now you don't take square. AB. AB means 30 into 2 plus 2 square. This is your 2ab. This is a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now 30 square, it will be 900 plus 2 3s are 6 2s are 12, 120 and 2 square will be 4. Now make here addition. 900 plus 120 plus 4. You should 900, 120 plus 4. So it will be 1024. So this way you can solve the sum. Remember, while splitting, take the rounded numbers, okay? So it becomes easier for you. Now we have second number, that is 35. Okay? So 35 square, it means 30 plus 5 whole square. This is A, this is B. Now A square plus 2ab plus B square. So 30 whole square plus 2, A means 30, B means 5, they are in the relation of into, plus 5 square. So 900 plus 2 3s are 6 5s are 30 and 0. So 300 plus 25. Again make addition. 900, 300 and 25. So 5, 2 and 12. So it will be 1225. So this way you can use this identity. You have to just split the numbers. Okay, you can split the number in any way. Suppose here 35 is written, then you can write 20 plus 15 also. Answer will be same only, right? So remember, using identity, this way we can solve the sum. You have to be very careful when you are applying the identity. Okay, you should not be mistaken. You have to solve very calmly. This method is so easy method, students. Just take a look. And now, students, Pythagorean triplet, right? First of all, we have to understand Pythagoras theorem. See, in Pythagoras theorem, we have to understand that sum of the measure of two sides will be equal to the third side. As you can see, in this right angle triangle, AC is the longest side. It is called hypotenuse also. Now see, here AB is equal to 3, BC is equal to 4, and AC is equal to 5. Now, using Pythagoras theorem, that is AB square plus BC square is equal to AC square. Now, AB square means 3 square plus BC means 4 square is equal to 5 square. 3 square means 9, 4 square means 16, and 5 square means 25. So here we are getting Pythagorean triplet, that is 3 square, 4 square, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. This way we have to find the triplet. Okay, in this kind of sums, one member is given and you have to find the triplet. Okay, so 2m, n square minus 1, n square plus 1. These are the members. Again I am repeating, 2m, n square minus 1, n square plus 1. Now suppose one member is given 6, okay, and you have to find the Pythagorean triplet. So what you will do first, 2m is equal to 6. So m is equal to 6 by 2 is equal to 3. M is 3. Now you have to substitute the value of m in these two members. So n square minus 1, your m is 3. 3 square minus 1. So 9 minus 1. So it will be 8. Same way, n square plus 1, m means 3 square plus 1. So 9 plus 1, that will be 10. So required Pythagorean triplet is 6, 8 and 10. Now you can confirm it. 6 square plus 8 square is equal to 10 square. How it is? 36 plus 64 is equal to 100. So here it is proved, right? So remember that these are the members only, 2m, n square. Here 2m, you can say 2n also. These are the only members. Okay. So with the help of this Pythagorean triplet, you can find the triplet in a proper way. Remember, first of all, you have to understand the Pythagoras theorem. Sum of the measure of two sides will be equal to the third side. So this is all about, students, Pythagorean triplet. You have to understand very properly. First of all, you have to find the value of m. Any number there is given, you have to find first of all value of m. And then here we have found the value of m, that is 3. And then we have to put that value into the next two members. And we can find easily any triplet. Just take a look. Students, now we have topic 8, that is without adding. It means no need to make addition and find the sum, bring the answer. How to do? See, students, in this kind of sum, first of all you have to see how many numbers are given, and that you have to assume as n. right? And then you have to make the square of it. How to do? See, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here your n is 5. So make square. N square means 5 square and 5 square means 25. So when you will make the sum of these numbers, it will be 25 only. 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 5, 9, 9 plus 7, 16, and 16 plus 9, 25. So you see here we are not adding here and bringing the answer. Now here you see how many numbers given. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here your n is 10. So your n square means 10 square. 10 square means 100. Now make the addition and see whether 100 comes or not. 1 plus 3, 4. Plus 5, 9. Plus 7, 16. 16 plus 9, that is 25. 25 plus 11, that is 36. 36 plus 13, that is 49. 49 plus 15, 49 plus 15, 64. 64 plus 17, 64 plus 17, it will be 81. And 81 plus 19, that is 100. So you can see here, assuming n, and then we have to make the square of n, we can bring the answer. Remember, in this method you have to count how many numbers are given, then you have to assume it as a n, and then you have to make the square of it to get the answer. Just take a look. And now students, how to find the numbers between the squares of two numbers. You look at the question. How many numbers lie between squares of 12 and 13? 12 square and 13 square. How many numbers lie between these two numbers? Now here numbers between square of numbers. It means n and n plus 1 is equal to 2n. Here also, how we did that without adding, find the sum. In that we have gone for assumption. Here also you have to assume your first number as a n, then you have to multiply it with 2. Okay? Because see, here suppose here n is 12, okay, and n plus 1. N plus 1 means 12 plus 1 means 13, okay. So 2n. Now what is your n? That is 12. So 12 2s are 24. So you got your answer that between the square of 12 and 13, 24 numbers are lying. Okay. Same way 25 and 26. See, nothing to do. First number you assume as an n and then you multiply it with 2. Okay. Here you see your n is 25. Then what will be your 2n? So 2 into 25. So it will be 50. So between the square of 25 and 26, 50 numbers are lying. Okay. This is so easy method. Which are the points to be kept in mind? First of all, the given first number. You can see here 12 and 13 given. So what I suppose 12 as an n. Then I multiplied it with 2. So 12 2s are 24. I got my answer here. Same way, here you see 25 and 26 is given. So n is 25. So 2 into n means 2 into 25 is 50. So we can find the numbers, how many numbers are lying between the square of two numbers. Okay, this is very easy method. Just take a look. And students, now topic number 10. You can see here, find the smallest number by which it should be multiplied to get a perfect square, and also find the square root. You see students, here written find the smallest number. This means the given number is not perfect square. Okay, and we know very well, because see, at the unit place 2 is given, and if it is perfect square, there should be 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 or 0 at the unit place, and here 2 is given. So let's make the factors. So this is your RHS side, and 252. 2 ones are, 2 twos are, and 6 are. Again with 2, 6 are, and 3s are. Now you cannot move with the 2. So 3 21s are, 3 7s are, 7 1s are. Now come to the LHS side. 252 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7. Here you see 7 does not form a pair. So here we have to multiply. See, the number which is not making pair. The number which is not making pair, that number only should be multiplied. So here you have to multiply both the sides by 7. Multiply both the sides by 7. So 252 into 7 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 7 into 7. Now you know that all the three numbers are in pair. 252 into 7. You have to make multiplication. Two 52 into 7. 14. 7 5s are 35 plus 1. 36. 7 2s are 40 plus 3. 70. So 1764 is equal to 2 square, 3 square and 7 square. Now use square root. So here square will be removed. So therefore square root of 1764, 2 3s are 6, 7s are 42. So this method, see, find the smallest number by which it should be multiplied, means you should understand the given number is not perfect square. You have to make the factors, and then you have to check which number is unpaired. Which number is unpaired? Same number. Okay, same number you have to multiply to both the sides, and then you can find the square root of the given number. So this is all about this method in which you have to find the smallest whole number. Just take a look, students. Here students, now topic number 11, that is with the help of division, means by which number it should be divided to make a perfect square. So given number is 180. Here written by which number it should be divided. Okay, so first of all we make the factors here. 180 divide with 2, so it will be 90. Again with 2 it will be 45. Now with 3, so it will be 15. Again 3, it will be 5, and 5 ones are 5. You see here students, 5. 5 does not make a pair, but we don't have to see like that way, because here you have to divide the number. Okay, here you have to divide the number that is in the question. So in this case, the number which does not make a pair, you have to remove that number, or you have to divide that number. So 180 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. Divide both the sides by 5. So 180 divided by 5 is equal to 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 5 divided by 5. So 5 cut. Divide 180 by 5. 180. 5 3s are 15 and 5 6s are 30. Okay, so you got 36. When you will divide 180 by 5, you will get 36 is equal to 2 square into 3 square. Now use square root of 36. 2 square into 3 square. So it will be 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Therefore, square root of 36 will be 6. So this is called, students, division method, right? Now see, we have covered all the concepts, all the patterns in this video, right? We started with, first of all, we understood the terminology. What is square? What is square root? Okay, square means you double the number. Suppose 4 is given, so 2 square is 4. 25 is given, so 5 square is 25. What is perfect square? In perfect square, what we did? Perfect square means a number which has 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 or 0 at the unit place. 1, 4, 5, 6, 9 or 0 at the unit place. But if the number has 2, 3, 7 or 8 at the unit place, 2, 3, 7, 8, not a perfect square. 2, 3, 7, 8. Suppose 12, not a perfect square. 88, not a perfect square. Okay, and I even told you how to know the given number is perfect square or not, right? If the given number is square of an integer, okay, if the given number is square of an integer, that is perfect square. Suppose 16, so 16 is 4 square. 144 is 12 square. So these are perfect square, right? Now square root also we studied. Square root means what? Suppose 4 square is 16. You have to see the given number is square of which number? 16, right? 16 is 4 square. Okay, 16 is 4 square, so 4 is square root of 16. Then we went for how to find the square root. In that we completed methods. First one, prime factorization method, and in that method you have to use prime numbers, okay, to find the square root. Then after that we went for repeated subtraction method. Repeated subtraction method, you have to minus in that one by one odd numbers till you don't get 0. Okay, in repeated subtraction method you have to minus odd numbers till you don't get 0. Then we went for long division method. Long division method, students, needs lot of practice, because in that first of all you have to write, or you have to remember 1 to 10 square, and then you have to see how to apply. Okay, how to apply the squares in the sum. Suppose there are 4 numbers is given, you have to make 2 parts of two numbers, you have to put the bars, and then you have to check the given number comes between the square of which 2 numbers. Right? So after long division method we went for Pythagorean triplet. In Pythagorean triplet, students, remember, one number is already given in the question, you have to find the rest 2. And the members of Pythagorean triplet are 2m, n square minus 1, n square plus 1. In that method, you have to find first of all the value of m, and then you have to substitute into the next 2 members. Then, students, how to find the sum without adding. In that also I told you, you have to count how many numbers are given, then you have to assume it as a n. After that, how many numbers are lying between the square of 2 numbers. In that also we have to go for assumption, and we have to use the formula 2 into n. And then these 2 last methods, that multiplication and division, to get the perfect square. So students, full chapter we have covered in this video. I'm sure, see, you go twice and thrice, you listen carefully whatever I'm saying, okay, you make practice on the sums which I have taken on the board, you understand calmly, then I'm sure that this chapter will be easier for you. So hoping that you would understand everything, and I will see you very soon with the next video of square and square root, in which I will be taking some IIT sums. So here I am bidding you bye bye students, take care of yourself and keep studying.